mysteries of Selma, Alabama.
Ah, the mysteries of Selma, Alabama, where we reside.
If you've never thought about spending a night at the opera, then you've never experienced the Long Beach Opera. Founded in 1979, the Long Beach Opera is the oldest and, they say, still youngest operatic company in the region. It has earned a reputation for its use of unorthodox venues such as parking garages, swimming pools, nightclubs, warehouses, and the Port of LA. Andreas Mitisek is artistic and general director of the Long Beach Opera. Welcome.
Nice to be here, Andrea.
Hi. So what sets your opera company apart from other opera companies?
Well, just think opposite what you think about opera and then you got it. I think I like to use the word opera as an acronym just for experiences that are outside the box, provocative, engaging, relevant, and adventurous.
Oh,
And we
I
just
love
put
that.
it in, different locations that really have a meaning for it. Our last opera was actually outdoors in a park here on the shore overlooking the city of Long Beach. And before we were doing an opera in the Port of Los Angeles in a terminal building. So taking our audience on a journey, you have to find a place where it's happening. And then you just get there and you get to see something you can't see anywhere else.
Wonderful. What is it about, and I'm sure you answer this question all the time, what is it about opera that you find enjoyable and that you hope that we will find enjoyable?
It's finding a great story to tell with great music. You call it opera, you call it musical, you call it theater with music. I think it's just a way to tell a story and create a deeper meaning, because music, I think, takes us to another level. And that's what I like about it, having a story that is relevant, that means something to us, and that takes us on a journey. And that's where part of our locations come in.
Right. You did mention some unorthodox venues, like swimming pools and parking garages. That's not where most people expect to find an opera, right?
I totally agree. I think, but that's the great thing also. I think we need to bring opera, again, whatever you want to call it, into our communities and occupy places with it that will stick in your mind for a long time. Our opera in the swimming pool, people still talk about it and still remember the completely different experience than you would have in a theater.
Okay. Recently, the Long Beach Opera participated in A-Lot, the Arts Council's project to activate empty lots in the city. Does this reinforce your belief that opera can be done anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere. Do it anywhere, I think that's also where it started. Opera didn't start in theaters. Theaters weren't really, it was born in living rooms back then in 1600s, the old format. I just think we have to go back to our experiences in common places. I think the A-Lot is a great example for how we can make things relevant. Just bring it out to people. Take away I think the cliche that it's what is it?
It's for the elite, maybe.
Yeah,
It's for the upper class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not if you go to LBO, Long Beach Opera.
Okay. Let's talk about your upcoming 2014 season. Begin with Queenie Pi by Duke Ellington, scheduled for January 25th. I wasn't aware that Duke Ellington wrote an opera.
That's why Long Beach Opera is here.
Yeah.
The Duke and his only opera, he called it street opera. It's a fabulous story. It's really also relevant in the sense of it's a story about beauty. It's about light skin, dark skin. What is beauty? How far do you go to explore beauty? It's a great piece with the big band sound that everyone knows. I think performed in the Warner Grand, the old movie theater in San Pedro. It's a fabulous place to just get lost and explore something you haven't seen before.
I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
that. Let's jump to May 4th with a double bill of An American Soldier's Tale and A Fiddler's Tale. That has Igor Stravinsky and Wynton Marsalis. Now that's an interesting mix.
It's a beautiful mix. Both, you know, Wynton Marsalis, known as the famous jazz trumpet player and composer, and Stravinsky, many years before, but heavily influenced by Dixieland sound. So it's a mixture of jazz, Dixieland, and just telling two stories that kind of are stories of temptation, good versus evil. And set in a context where one of the stories is written by Kurt Vonnegut, famous American kind of rebellion writer, and it's going to be a fun event.
And tell me more about how they go together. I'm still
Well, actually,
looking for
Wynton Marsalis wrote his work as a companion piece for the Igor Stravinsky work.
Okay.
And so it was written for the same instrumentation, kind of a Dixieland band.
Okay.
And kind of he created a similar tale. Wynton Marsalis is talking about a musician, a young upstart musician who is offered a record deal, and you know, there's the devilish temptation. What do you go for? Do you lose your soul for signing away with a record company? Kind of everyday matter for young musicians.
Yeah.
And Stravinsky, that story, as Kurt Vonnegut portrayed it, is about Eddie Slovik, who was the only American soldier who was shot during the Second World War for running away from the front lines.
He was the only American soldier shot for running away.
Yes.
So this is what
He was a deserter during the Second World War, and Kurt Vonnegut kind of just created a very provocative story out of it.
Okay. So we'll see. We'll look forward to seeing them. You
Yeah.
see them together.
Yes.
Okay. And where's that going to be performed?
At the Center Theater,
Okay. Okay.
downtown,
Sure.
at the
Downtown
Performing
Lounge.
Arts Center.
Okay. What do you want your audience and us to feel after attending one of your performances? What's your sort of mission when you are preparing to present your craft to the audience?
I think it's important that whatever story you just experienced lingers on. I think if we would start talking about where we're going to go for dinner, we haven't done a good job. I just think, you know, these are stories that keep people thinking, that keep them exploring their experiences, their personal experiences, and how it relates to these stories.
Okay, makes sense. So we'll have a lot to think about with this upcoming season. Thank you so much for being here, and we look forward to seeing you perform on stage. Thank you for joining us on Lose Long Beach. If you'd like to learn more about the Long Beach Opera, please visit their website at www.longbeachopera.org.